Holy shit, you guys. I can't even believe that it has been, I think, over 2 weeks. I'm looking, did I spell something wrong? Stand by, because I feel like I'm losing my mind. Okay. I can't believe it has been 2 weeks since we've all been together. And hey, Steph. This has been the longest winter break in the history of winter breaks. Like, I don't even know how we're all surviving. I know some people had their kids go back to school already. My older one goes back tomorrow. Really excited about it. I know you can't tell, but that's because my kids have broken me. I am completely broken. My kids have, now I know what it's like when people have, oh, my mom's here. Now I know what it's like when people talk about breaking a horse, like I don't know what the terminology is, but my children have officially broken me. Both of them. They're both guilty for different reasons. And this winter break has been so brutal that I'm like irrationally angry that they had today off too. And I love teachers. I think teachers deserve so much credit because they are with our children. They're choosing to be with other people's children. And I think it is such an incredible feat, even though it's their job. I always admire teachers because they're amazing. And I happen to love, love, love my older daughter's teacher and my younger daughter's teachers too, who I was with today. I think they're amazing, but I'm irrationally angry that they had today off because you had like almost 3 weeks off of winter break. Why can't our kids have gone back to school today? Why one more day? What was going on this whole time? Like the whole time. It was like anticlimactic. My mom says don't have a nervous breakdown online. I'm not gonna have a nervous breakdown because now I'm with my people. And this is like therapy for everybody. I feel like this is like a big therapy session. And it's important to vent and talk about these things. And one of the things that I promised I would do when I started my blog and my social media accounts was to always keep it real. And I'm just keeping it real by telling you that my children have completely killed my spirit over this winter break. So I wrote an article, I don't even remember, I don't even know what day it is, you guys. I want to say it was last week or even a couple days ago about how my almost 2-year-old has basically turned into Satan's spawn. She is exploring the whole tantrum thing, which I never went through with my older one. My older one is like an expert whiner. She can win any whining competition. If there was ever a whining competition or like a scholarship to college for whining, that kid would be at Harvard on a full ride because she is so good. And my younger one is a major whiner too, major, but she throws those like back arching wet noodle tantrums over stupid shit. Like if you don't get milk fast enough, or if she wants you to put Mickey Mouse on. And she like goes from 0 to 60 with no warning. And I don't know how to I don't know how to handle that. So her, hi Trish, I'm so glad you're here. I'm talking about toddler tantrums. So my younger one does an amazing program that we've been doing, like a mommy and me family time type of thing. And today was our first official class to get her ready for preschool. So it's like a transition class. And we've been with the same teacher since she's 4 months old, Karen and Amy, who are like magical beings. And Karen is like a really good voice of reason when you're talking about toddler stuff. She's like an expert. So we all have been talking lately about how all of our kids are basically losing their minds and becoming tiny tyrants and how to deal with it. And I don't know how many of you will identify with this. I'm thinking it's most of you because I'm going to be very honest. When my toddler starts to lose her shit, I lose my shit. It's very hard to like stay calm and be that mom that you would see on like a Hallmark card who's like with wearing the apron, baking the pies and smiling. Like I literally, it's like nails on chalkboard when she starts just screaming at crazy. But Obviously, I know the right thing to do is not to yell or lose your shit because, as Karen and Amy, my younger daughter's saviors, tell us all the time, you have to kind of be calm and take it down and just, they mimic the behavior. So this is me, okay? When I really want to be like, what are you doing? And freaking out, I have to like make a conscious effort to be super calm. So what ends up happening is I feel like I sound like a psychopath because she's losing her shit because Mickey's not on, and I'm going like this. These are the words I've been told to say and how I've been told to say them. It's okay. I know you're upset. Mommy's gonna help you. It's okay. We're gonna put Mickey on. And that's how I'm talking. And that's not natural for me, even like in a normal tone. I'm never that quiet on a good day. So it feels completely unnatural to do that. Oh, Amy, I'm talking about you and Karen. It feels completely unnatural to do that, but I did it a couple times when my younger one lost her marbles, and it really does work. So the hardest part, I think, as parents is to have that calm and like talk to your children that way when they're losing it, because it's like a visceral reaction. When your kid starts to freak out, at least for me, and I'm owning it, when my kid starts to freak out, my whole body tenses and I'm like, oh God, I just want it to be over. I just can't deal with the like public displays of craziness. I just can't. And my mom is on here, and my mom will tell you, I was not a perfect child. She'll say I'm perfect because she likes saying that, but I was never a tantrum thrower. I'm sure I had my moments where I, whined and was a pain in the ass, but I wasn't that kid who was like throwing myself on the floor. It must come from my husband's side because it's definitely not from my side. Hold on, I'm missing comments. Trisha, can't wait to tune in. Amy, haha, it's funny to see the difference in perspective between parents having their kids home for school for break and teachers having a break from the kids. It felt like the shortest break for me, a teacher. Right, and you also don't have children yet. So you probably were like sitting there counting the days going, oh God, I'm going back soon. And the parents are like, please, can we go back soon? It felt really long. And I think it's also, everyone, I think, gets completely worn out by their children. What I was talking about today when I was with my mom friends is that I'm in such an interesting time in my life with my kids because I have them at very different age spectrums. And it's really weird because my younger one is doing the whole testing boundaries toddler tantrum thing. So I'm dealing with that. And then my older one is now entering that like tween major attitude for no reason, hormones all over the place phase. And so I'm like in between those two spots, and they're so far apart from one another. And I have to navigate both of them at the same time, which is what comes with, a blended family and kids 8 years apart. But it is, you guys, it is like anxiety inducing. I have cried more in the past 2 weeks than I have I'm a crier. I shouldn't say more. I'm a crier. When I get mad, upset, happy, I cry. But like my children have made me cry more in the past 2 weeks, more than I can count in maybe the past year. It's been crazy. So tomorrow, I am very excited to drop my older one at school so she can be with her friends and her teachers, get back into a groove. And my younger one is going to go right in the stroller. I'm going to go for a run and try and get some of this pent up craziness out because I feel like I am a caged animal. That's how winter break. That's like the theme of winter break. I feel like a caged animal. Stephanie, I feel the same way about the age spectrum. Ours are 12, 10, 6, 4, and 3. God bless you. You deserve a medal. So we deal with the toddler tantrums and tween tantrums at the same time. It's rough. It is so rough. Meredith, you're a crier too. Meredith, are you going to be my roommate at Mom 2.0? What's going on? You need to let me know about that because we can cry together in a room while we're not with our children. Yeah, the age, I think I'm sure everyone would have varying opinions. I'm sure anyone who has kids a year apart or 2 years apart or 10 years apart, everyone's got their rough spots. But I literally, if you would have said to me a month ago, how's motherhood going? I would have been like, oh, it's great. Yeah, there's bumps in the road, but it's great. But this last couple weeks has literally made me feel like I am failing on every level. I don't know what to do differently. I don't know why my tween gets so pissed off at me so easily. I mean, I know why it's a tween thing to do, but I literally can't do anything right by her. My little one is up my ass 24 hours a day. And can be like sweet as sugar and cuddle and nuzzle, and then the next minute she's like the exorcist with the head spinning, and it catches me off guard, and I am like literally sometimes I feel like my sanity is hanging by a thread. And I feel like that's probably how motherhood is 90% of the time. But Jesus Christ, I'm ready to be done with winter break. Um, my mom, how about the black eye? Oh, yeah. I mean, it's just to put it in perspective so you understand. My younger one is an animal. Like, my older one was much more cautious as a toddler. She didn't want to go in a pool without me. She didn't want to go down a slide without me. My younger one is like diving headfirst off the couch. She dove into her sister. Her sister has like a beanbag with a ledge behind it. She dove into that and gave herself a shiner and didn't even care, didn't even faze her. I mean, it's like craziness. She also, my little one, in the midst of winter break, as I feel like I'm losing my mind, um, my little one was throwing a tantrum. I know it's weird. And the dog, my big dog, was at the vet, and I went to pick her up with my kids in the car and noticed that when I got home, of course, she got dog shit in my car because that only happens to me. It never happens to my husband, only me. And so I now have to take the dog outside because I don't know if it's anywhere else on her body. And I'm washing her with surgical gloves on because it's so disgusting. Animals are disgusting. I'm sorry. The dogs are great. I love that my kids are growing up with dogs, but like, I feel like I have reached my fill of human and dog bodily functions. I'm over it. So I'm washing the dog's ass with literally surgical gloves on my hands. My toddler standing on the other side of the slider. We're looking at each other, my sliding glass window. And I bend down to scrub the dog. And then I go to open the door. And it was no more than maybe 8 seconds. I go to open the door and she locked me out. She locked me out of my house. She's standing there looking at me. I'm trying to get her to open the lock and she's laughing at me. Laughing. She was laughing in my face. She's not even going to be 2 until February. And I'm like in a panic. Long story short, she unlocked it. I got back in and felt like I had ran 10 miles because whenever those things happen, you lose years off your life. So that's what's been going on here during winter break. Sure, you guys have had very similar situations. But if your kids are back in school and have been back in school, don't get cocky about it. Send your thoughts and prayers to all of us who've still been dealing with it. Kim, I'm a teacher and was very ready to go back to work today and be around 8th graders and coworkers instead of my sick, cranky, and out of normal routine 4 and 1-year-olds. It was a long week after New Year's. It really was. And I can see that perspective too. Like, as much as I don't know that I would be able to leave my children who get on, pick at my patients and then go and be with other people's kids, you have to know that most people who are teachers love what they're doing, because no one would choose to just be around other people's children and leave theirs at home or at another school unless they really, really loved what they were doing. And so that's another reason I love teachers. I'm so appreciative of teachers. Meredith, my 1-year-old is exactly the same. He climbed out of our huge garden tub tonight. Then after bath time, he decided to climb over the side of the couch, then climbed on top of the trash can and jumped off, and then climbed into the jumperoo. He's barely 13 months old. He doesn't walk. Yeah, I feel your pain. It is something. Meredith, bless you with 8th graders. I'll take the tots. I know. I don't know what's worse. Like the 8th graders, I don't, middle school is rough. I'm so nervous because my daughter has 1 more year of elementary school and then she goes to middle school. And I feel like I'm going to need, I don't know, I'm going to need to be in a padded cell. That, and when she gets her period, I am fucked. Kim, very true. Steph, oh my gosh, so much love to you. Your toddler sounds like my now 4-year-old. He's crazy. Luckily, he settled down a lot when he turned 3.5, almost on the dot. I thought I was going to go crazy when he was a toddler. His tantrums were extreme too. It's hard to deal with. It's so hard to deal with. And I'm almost hoping that because she's doing all this in the front end, that we'll get it over with faster. That's like, I'm putting that out in the universe. I'm putting that juju out there in the universe. Okay, so that's what's going on during winter break. Toddler tantrums and tween tudes. And then on top of all that stress that was making me crazy, yesterday, I don't even know, maybe it was the day before, you guys. I don't even know what day it is. Yesterday, I get a message on Instagram from another blogger, meme maker person in my world who I just discovered, and we follow each other, and she's hilarious. Her Instagram handle is Humor and Wine. You should follow her. I get a message from her with a screenshot of an account just saying, hey, you might want to check this out. And somebody stole my profile picture, stole my entire bio word for word, and then was starting to steal my content. They actually, my last post, which I'll talk about in a second, they took it. So they basically duplicated my profile, which is crazy to me. I can't believe that with all of the like policing that goes on Instagram, that someone can get away with putting up a fake account, whether it's a real person or a bot, because I mean, they are so quick to take down if someone puts a picture of their kid in a bathtub, but they can't tell if there's multiple accounts with the same pictures. It blows my mind. Get it together, Instagram, for real. So somebody duplicated my account. I immediately start panicking because this is part of my livelihood, and I've worked so hard to build this thing that I'm still trying to figure out what is happening and how lucky I am. And all I know is that everyone talks about how social media is so shitty and there's so many bad things on it. And there are. Like, you could go crazy reading about politics and news and the state of our world and horrible people and criminals and whatever. But I will tell you that there are so many good people out there, and I'm constantly amazed by the things that strangers will do for one another. I feel like I have such this incredible community of people around me, some that I know and some that I've never met, but that I feel connected to just because we talk all the time through comments and messages and stuff. The minute I posted that my account was duplicated, you guys, hundreds of you, hundreds, were sending me messages and reporting them, and it got taken down in less than 24 hours. And so there is some good out there. There are still people who actually like will fight for people they don't even know for something that is not even important to them, just because they're good people. So that, as cliche and as cheesy as it may sound, gave me a little bit of hope for humanity, that there are some good people still out there. Oh, hi, Kel. Karen, I'm having anxiety. My daughter is 10 and starting puberty. I'm not ready for that. She can't even put her socks and shoes on. Girlfriend, you better buckle down, because it is coming, and it is coming fast. That's when it all started to happen. My daughter's 10, and this has been going on for about 6 months, all the conversations about sex and where babies come from and all these things. And it is, I thought I would be this easy breezy, like, oh, it's not going to be any big deal. But I am telling you, I don't care until you have this little face staring at you and asking these very adult questions. It doesn't matter how cool you are, how much you think you have it down. It is fucking hard. It's hard. We are in the thick of it, and I send you all the love and hugs, because you're going to need it, but just hang in there and you'll get through it, and do it your way, what makes you feel comfortable. And the only thing I can say to you is I just think it's always important to be honest when questions are asked, because we are really helping form these kids' opinions about sex and what's healthy in their bodies. And that's a huge responsibility. And that's what freaks me out. In addition to like the content, it freaks me out that we're now having these conversations that are going to shape her views on what is, safe and not safe and respectable. And it is a huge responsibility. Huge. I don't know if boy moms feel the same way. I'm curious if you feel the same way, like, not that it's any less of a responsibility, but just talking to these little girls about their bodies and what's okay and what's not freaks me out. It's a harrowing thing. Steph, yes, your toddler's still, 3.5-year-old, still a little crazy with his climbing, but he's actually one of our best kids now. Oh, please, from your lips to God's ears, I hope that happens to me. Hi, Sam. I am not pretty, but thank you. Look at the bags under my eyes. Andrea, oh yes, I was wondering what happened with the Instagram. I did report it. Thank you. Yes, it went down really fast. Less than 24 hours it was down, but that was like, I know it happens all the time. And people made jokes like, oh, you've made it, you were duped. And it's amazing for anyone to even think that that's the case. But like, I felt so violated to see my picture up there with somebody else's name and all of my stuff, that I was like, oh, maybe it was my fault, because the content they stole was a picture of me and my girlfriend from when we were in high school, and we were on the MTV, the grind on MTV in bikinis. And I talked about, I just gave a whole perspective post, and that's the content that was stolen. So maybe it's my fault for letting my inner hoochie out of the closet. Speaking of, you want to talk about crazy people? I get crazy comments that I should start screenshotting, but I really don't want to like social media shame people, even though some of them are assholes to me. But somebody literally commented on my MTV post and yelled at me for using the term hoochie, and said, how dare I shame people and call it hoochie hair and hoochie clothing. And I'm like, wait a minute. It was a picture of me. I was making fun of myself. Like, I'm not allowed to make fun of myself now. People need to calm the fuck down. It is seriously, if you are checking out content that I'm creating, or like people like me who do memes and funny stuff and sarcastic things about motherhood and parenthood, if you're seriously going to come on and start a fight because you think something's inappropriate, you shouldn't follow any of us, because we're always inappropriate. We have to be inappropriate to make ourselves laugh so we don't cry every day and curl up in the fetal position. Get a grip. Amy, people have no life. That's why they're duplicating your profiles. It's crazy. Hi, Sharon. Oh my God. Hi. I'm trying to keep up. Andrea, totally creepy. Sam, catfish that shit. I know. Someone call Neve. Someone call Neve and tell him that my identity was stolen. It really probably wasn't even a real person. But speaking of other things on social media that for me will either get you blocked immediately or will not respond, and I'm going to do a little PSA right here. I am super friendly. I get messages from people about everything under the sun, and I love conversations. And so whenever I can, I respond. But here's what you shouldn't do. And I'm just going to tell you, and I'm not meaning to sound bitchy, but I can't take it anymore. If you seriously pay attention to the things I post, not once, even though I make fun of gaining weight as a mom or the shitty food you eat because you're eating your kids' leftover dinner and you're not eating like real food groups, never once have I talked about how I really need to be part of like someone's fitness and health journey. I haven't. And I respect every single thing that somebody does when they go out there and hustle. If you're working for an MLM, if you're selling retail, I don't care. Whatever you're doing, you do it. You are to see here, this person, Top Nadir, says his penis is hot, so he's getting blocked, like immediately, if not sooner. There you go. Perfect. Perfect example of someone who's going to get blocked immediately and reported because you're disgusting. Yeah, and my mom's here, and she thinks you're disgusting too. Let me see if I can block this person while they're on here. Hold on. Why isn't this working? If you guys are able to, I can't even click on his profile. Hold on. Okay, I can't even click on his profile. If anyone can see this guy and block him, I would appreciate it, or report him, whatever. Anyway, Karen, oh my God, I get so many messages to join weight loss journeys. It's annoying, and I think it's great, but not my thing. So that's what, thank you for, I got distracted by the person who's trying to tell me his penis is hot. Nobody cares about your penis. The amount of direct messages that I get from people who are like, hey, I checked out your profile. I really love your stuff. I want to know if you want to join my health and fitness journey. Here's what bothers me about that whole thing. And it's not their fault. Maybe they don't know, and maybe it bothers everybody, but my background for almost 20 years is in public relations. So I'm very familiar with writing a pitch to pitch somebody an idea. So when you send me something that clearly I know you didn't look at my stuff and you don't think I'm great, because nothing that I talk about gives any indication that I want to be on any fitness journey. All I post is like fattening food pictures, and I'm proud of it. So please don't send me messages like that. I love everything you're doing and I wish you the best of luck, but I don't want to join any groups. I'm sitting here telling you that like my children make me cry on a weekly basis. I don't have time to sell anything. I don't have time to even buy anything. I don't. So let's just all be kind to each other and respect boundaries a little bit. Thank you, Andrea, for reporting it. And thank you for reporting him also, Mom. People have no life. All right, so what else? We talked about the impersonator. We talked about ways to get blocked. Oh, another way to get blocked is to lurk like a creep and be like a normal person, and then out of nowhere tell me publicly when you're like a 60-something-year-old man with no children, no family, which I don't know why you're following me anyway, there's red flags, is just to blurt out randomly that you love me. That is the quickest way to get banned. That guy was banned too. It's very not all fun and games when you put yourself out there, you guys. There are some crazy people. All right, another thing, I want to ask you guys a favor. I posted, I think I only did it on my personal page. I'm in the process of doing a post about what we tell our kids and what we were told as kids about sex and how babies are made and everything that comes along with it, because I'm obviously in the thick of it with a 10-year-old right now, explaining all those things. And it just made me wonder about my own experiences when I was growing up. I don't even remember having talks like that with my parents. I really don't. But I really wanted to know what other people were told. And so I posted on my personal page for people to let me know, or they could message me if they were embarrassed and didn't want to share it publicly, things, the crazier the better, that their parents told them about sex, how they explained it to them, and also where babies come from, because some of them are doozies, and I think it would be a really fun post. So if you guys who are here right now have anything to contribute about any of those things that you were told growing up in your adolescence, you can put them in the comments if you want, and I'll go back and look later when I write, or you can message me if you want to do it privately. I'm fine with that too, but please share your stories with me, because already they're so diverse, and it's really funny how all of us kind of handle this differently, but also how it's changed over the generations, which it needs to, because it's such a different beast now. But it's really interesting. Meredith, I could go for that shrimp parm right now. I make a good shrimp parm for a Jewish girl, Meredith. Some of those MLMs require they send 5 cold calls via social media every damn day. Listen, and again, like, it's not even knocking it. I have plenty of friends who are involved, and I respect what they're doing. I just think it is completely the wrong way to approach someone, just to send those cold calls, because that's the quickest way to piss people off. And I just personally don't think it should be like a throw spaghetti against the wall and see what sticks type of thing. It should be like much more, I don't know, much more tailored. Jesse, my parents did not talk about sex at all. A lot of people's parents didn't talk about it at all. And I'm curious how much that really affected you, because I have a lot of friends whose parents didn't talk about it either. And they say how, like, they learned everything they knew from their friends or sneaking books or things like that. And I do think it is hugely important to educate our kids in whatever way makes you comfortable, but we can't let them be in this crazy world. Sam, you agree? See, and Sam, you're a perfect example, because you do sell Monet, and I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, and you're never annoying about it. You're like so good about it. And I think that's probably why you do really well with it, because you don't completely cross boundaries with people. If you know if someone's interested, they're going to approach you. And that's the thing, is like, know your audience. Just know your audience and don't be an idiot about it. All right, guys, what else do I have? I'm looking at my show notes. What else do I have is these crazy bags. Let's do this. This is super fun. Have you guys seen these? I'll do this while I'm talking, and hopefully it will let me read the comments. Josh, my dad had a 6-foot pile of penthouse and penthouse letters next to his toilet. From everything I know about your dad, that does not surprise me, and that is an incredible story. Karen, my parents never talked about it. They were old school. It scares me a lot, because nowadays I hear so much stuff from kids in middle school and high school, and no one has really talked to them about consequences. You are 100% right. My daughter and I had this conversation when we were having the whole sex talk, and someone had told her, or she read in a book, that if you didn't want to have a baby, you put a towel over the man's privates or something, which is obviously ridiculous. But and thankfully she brought it to me, because I could correct it. But what I had to say to her, which is a little bit of a scare tactic, and I'll own it, but it's also factually true, is that if you are having sex, if you're old enough to have sex and you're with someone in that kind of relationship, and there's a possibility for you to have a baby, there's no 100% guarantee. So, like, you better know that when you're taking the responsibility to be in a sexual relationship, that a baby could happen. That needs to be like top of mind. Jesse, I learned everything on the school bus. I'd hear the high school kids talking about it constantly. I can only imagine, and I'm sure a lot of kids learn that way, and that must be equal parts like exciting and interesting, because you're probably hearing something that is adult but also very confusing, because there is no way that high school, middle school kids know half of anything about the reality of sex and relationships and babies and all that stuff. And so that is like the most dangerous breeding ground for sex ed gone wrong. All right, let me put these on. So I know I'm opening myself up now, because I'm going to get people emailing me who sell stuff, but seriously, I have the worst bags under my eyes, like the worst. And I know it's partially bags or genetic. So thanks, Mom. Thanks for those. But they are so bad. No matter what I do, I cannot get it together. And I bought these bad boys on Amazon. I've actually worn them on camera before, but it was a really long time ago. So I feel like I'm due, because they are that ridiculous. Hold on, let me put my hair back so I don't get these everywhere. So I don't know what it is about Korean beauty. It's a thing. I'm not well versed on it. I'm not sure why, when, and how it became a thing. But these are so glorious and they feel really good. I have no idea if they work. No idea if they work. But we're going to put them on. These are panda eyes. And they're supposed to minimize, well, I don't know what they're supposed to because the directions are in Korean. So I can't even tell you. I just don't know. And I mean, literally. Okay, so we're going to do it, I think like this. Get ready, guys. Brace yourself. I will tell you, I don't even know if these are on the right way, but it feels heavenly. Mostly because it's just something cold around my eyes. I feel like I look like a dollar store superhero mask right now. Okay, so these, hold on, I'm not even on my bags, are supposed to minimize the bags around your eyes. And I'm willing to try anything right now because I am so desperate for them to go away. I feel like they make me look older than I am, and I don't like it. And I want them to go bye-bye. But if you guys have any tried and true, like serious, and don't tell me something that's like $150 for a little tiny thing of helping your bags go away. I want like real things that actually work. I don't care if it's from CVS or if it's from a makeup counter in Bloomingdale's. I need to know. So these bad boys are called Panda's Dream Eye Patch. Everything is in Korean. There's like one little small thing of English directions: tear open, apply to the eye area, leave on for 10 to 20 minutes, and remove. So I don't know, you guys. I mean, I feel like they look crazy, and so they must work. Oh, hold on. I'm missing comments. Why don't these come up? Okay, here we are. Jesse, exactly to this day, I'm scared to let my kids on the bus for the reason. All the bad stuff happens on school buses, Jesse. All of it. Making out happens on buses. Conversations you're not supposed to have happen on buses. Fights happen on buses. I work with beauty wholesalers as a broker. Korean beauty is definitely a thing. So many awesome products, but their regimen is crazy, usually a 9-step process. Right. So here's my question about that, because I do know it's a thing. I don't even understand how anyone has time, especially if you are a parent, to do a 9-step process. I am lucky if I brush my teeth before I take my child to school. And I'll be honest with you, it's a crapshoot whether I'm wearing a bra or not. Sometimes I'm in my pajamas, I roll right out and take her, and then I worry about myself when I get back because it's just too rushed. So like these beauty regimens that have like 9 steps, how? It's the same theory I have. Women who read books, how? How do you do it? I need to understand because I can't sit down and read a book. I can't sit down and pee, much less read a book. So I am in awe of like these women who I see posting or on these book clubs. How are you reading books? Are you cheating and just listening to audiobooks? Because that I can do, but I need to know if you're reading books. I don't understand. My mom, I hope you don't end up with rings around your eyes. Mom, I've done these before. Yes, I did buy them. Sam, I should have done it before and after. Sam, I should have, but if you think I can get my shit together enough to think about that, then you are not understanding the winter break that I've had. Steph, I've got some eye cream with Birchbox that works well. It's like $25 for a tube, I think. I'll send you. Yes, send me the name of it. I'm curious because I have a million eye creams, and my go-to that I love is the Kiehl's avocado eye cream. I don't know that it does anything for dark circles, but it's really hydrating and I enjoy it very much, but I don't know. Shelby, cucumber and tea works every time. Like how? Like you just do the whole wet tea bag thing and then cucumber slices? I need to know more about that. My mom's laughing at me. It's fine. You can laugh at me, Mom. You birthed me. Karen, brushing my teeth is a luxury, and I literally wore my slippers every time I left the house today. By the way, someone tell me when 10 minutes is up so I don't end up with like something crazy around my eyes because I don't even pay attention to what time I put these on. Brushing my teeth is a luxury, and literally I wear my slippers every time I left the house today, and that was 6 times. Yeah, it's fine. Totally normal, Karen. Totally normal. I read the kids either play together or ignore their, you read, you're saying. You read and the kids either play together or you ignore their screaming. You're like my hero more and more because you have 5 children, right? 5, and you can read books and you can ignore their screaming. Teach me your ways. Sam, yeah, and tell me the eye cream. Sam wants to know too. We want to know. Tell us. Courtney, I can't fucking do cucumber slices and shit. I want everything in a jar. I know, I do too. I prefer like a cream that you know is actually like seeping into your skin, but I, for the life of me, cannot find anything that will help with the bag situation, and they are so bad. Like I feel like I used to be able to get away with going out my door and not having any kind of concealer on and just making quick runs. And now I feel like someone might call, like, I don't know, the authorities and be like, there is a woman who literally looks like she hasn't slept in 20 years in Target perusing the Instant Pot to decide if she wants to waste money on another appliance she'll never use. Shelby, I carve out time after I force him to bed. Lots of music while cleaning. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Steph, haha, my threshold for chaos has increased with each kid. You're not kidding. Cucumber slice is really cold. All right, Shelby, maybe I'll try that. Jennifer, I only get to read on the toilet. I don't even get to like sit on the toilet long enough to read. How do you get to do that either? Ashley, call the authorities. They will. Tell me, listen, guys, today alone, I had 3 people, one of them who's here, my friend Trisha. I had 3 different people look at me and be like, are you okay? Were you crying? What's going on? Your eye? What? And I'm not offended because they're my friends and they can say those things to me. But seriously, that's how I am riding the struggle bus so hard right now. Sam, I like when people ask if you're okay and you look tired. Fucking assholes. If it's like a stranger, yes, they're an asshole. But like when my friends say it to me, like Sam, if you said to me, you look really tired, I would never be mad or think you're an asshole. But yes, there are certain people who like are not in that part of your safe circle and cannot say that to you. Courtney, I'm going to punch you in the face. You get up at 5 to read. Listen, you know what you can do at 5? I'm not getting up at 5 to do anything. Ashley, you are too far. Oh, thank you. Courtney, riding the struggle bus. I like it. I don't like it. I know you wouldn't, Sam. All right, you guys, I think that's all I have in me. The last thing that is super exciting is this Sunday is the South Florida Blogger Union Blogger Awards. And that was the thing that you guys got me with all of your voting to be one of the 5 semifinalists. And so the ceremony is this Sunday, and I am going. And that's when they're going to announce the winner. So everyone put the good juju out in the universe and say lots of prayers, because that would be such an incredible honor and such a huge award for me to have, and that I'd be honored to have and so excited. So just put it out there. Let's see what happens Sunday, and I'll keep you posted. Karen, I got a free coffee at Dunkin' today. The woman knows me and said, you look like you're sick and having a bad day. Not all superheroes wear capes. Jennifer, I'm trying to watch you and I'm so bummed because my effing internet sucks. It keeps stalling, but I can tell you are a kindred spirit. I knew from the second that we met virtually that you were one of my kindred spirits. And then I knew when I met you in person at BlogHer that you were in my tribe, Jennifer. Karen, autocorrect by Sunday Riley. It's so funny you say that. Were you on my live when I talked about the lactic acid I put on my face and then my husband couldn't even come near me? Because that's the brand. It wasn't autocorrect, but it was by Sunday Riley. And I was shocked because I have something else by them that I love. Karen, good luck. Thank you. Thank you, Sam. My mom wants me to take off the goggles. They're not goggles, Mom. They're panda eyes. Get it together. Shelby, I never ask another mom if they are tired. We know we are. I'm up at 4 a.m. every day. I'm tired. Yeah, I think it's been 10 minutes. We are. Shelby, we're all tired. Guys, do I look any different? I don't think so. So much for the Korean panda eye mask. It didn't work. Much luck and prayers to you. Thank you. All right. With that, I'm going to wash this off my face. I'm going to take a shower, and then I'm going to watch The Bachelor, and we will talk about that next week. So everyone with their kids going back, congratulations. We survived. We made it. And I'm so happy to have these Monday nights back. I missed you guys terribly over the last couple of weeks. Thank you, as always, for tuning in. And remember, if you have any comments about what your parents told you about sex and having babies, put them here or message me, because I'm writing a post, and you maybe give me something that will be in there and I will credit you. All right. Love you all. Talk to you next week. Bye.